Alright. YouTube, it is the Mark Nice. The Mark Nice. I'm here to do a $20 FF at $20 replay review. I got Ashe. Ashe ADC. We're gonna take a peek at this game and see how it goes. See what happens. Ashe gets relatively fed, and we're going to figure out what causes the Ashe to lose. Okay? That's what we're gonna do. Ashe did get a slight nerf, but still a good champ. Still a good champ. MO, in my opinion. In my humble yet stupid opinion.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
My humble yet stupid opinion. Don't know why we're not invading with Blitzcrank, or at least posturing for an invade. We really should be. I feel like we're missing value here and not looking for it. Always look for it. It's low elo. Always look for it. By the way, unless you're sending me a replay that's like Diamond 3 or higher, I'm gonna call it low elo like every time. So you should always invade. Unless I see something that is going to successfully stop the invade, you should always invade. And I'll tell you when that comes. Normally it's like an Alistar, the other team, where I'm kind of like, I don't know. Oh, Jesus. So you leash, you show up in lane on time. Looks like you're getting cheese ganked or at least invading, and Blitzcrank is not having it. Hold on a second here. Blitzcrank is not falling for it. You should definitely here. You can, and probably this is weird. So I would say, if I were you, I would probably try to volley the Jinx. And poke at the Jinx, okay? Let this 2v2 be a 2v2 while not really giving up lane control. You can poke from range. Jinx can't really answer. And then you're not going to put yourself in a position where going up here and then having it just go just an absolute catastrophe and then you die somehow. I would hate to overcommit for this type of shit and then get turned on, or, your teammates are kind of wild cards and then have to blow your summoners and then give up lane control and all that. Instead, what I would try to do is volley this guy. And occasionally, if he runs up river, then you have the green light to go ahead and auto him and then kite back. But your goal is not necessarily to just all in blind commit to this, but to kind of poke it, see how it plays out, and then pick your move, okay? So, let's see how you do it. Nope, that's not what I want you to do. Nope. And as a result, it's kind of cool that you get a hook, but here's my issue. Wow, that was very, very goofy. Now, this is all well and good, and it works out for you. It works out for you, but I think you could have controlled this a little bit better. Just by opening with volley back here. I would have liked to see you volley this guy here and poke at him the whole way through. But it doesn't pan out that way. But, it works out. It works out. Whatever. As far as the actual mechanics of it go, you're getting your autos in. You may want to A left click more. Looks like you're missing some autos. In these situations, all you need... Yeah, you need to A left click. Because in a lot of these spots, you're kind of like stuttering forward. And you're not really dealing any damage. So I would definitely be... It's a situation where you don't really have to aim. You just have to deal damage right now. Because it's just such a clusterfuck. So, yeah, A left click forward, and that will allow you to you can still right click. You can still right click, but I come from a StarCraft background too, and for me, I would be right clicking to move, but then A left click and just kind of do it in rhythm. So like A left click, right click move, A left click, right click move, and just walk them in. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would do it. I mean, I'm not an ADC main right now. I used to play a lot of ADC back like season fucking 3 and 4. That was initially how I climbed. I spammed like Misfortune and shit like that. And that was back when you could just attack everyone and just kind of auto win and you could be a dumbass. But for all intents and purposes, situations like this if you're stuttering, you're missing a lot of damage, and unfortunately ADC is the most mechanically intensive role because all of your damage pretty much comes from auto attacking. So make sure you're not missing anything. But, it works out. You miss a little damage, and I just want to point out that damage that you missed might have equated into another kill here onto the Jinx with, like, an auto flash or what have you. So what could have been a 3 for 2 turns into a 2 for 2, all because I think you miss a couple autos. Now, your teammates missing autos or fucking up or whatever is irrelevant at this point, right? We're only just focusing on you, and that's kind of how I see that panning out. It's still a great open, and it's not like you're sad about this. But that's how you go from a double kill to a triple kill. Okay? So, yeah. I like that you're standing behind the minions here. It's good that you position back when Janna shows up. You have your flash still. That's good. Jinx doesn't have her flash. And Blitzcrank doesn't have his. But I would be looking for here is, okay, Janna has her flash and exhaust. I don't know if you know whether she has it or not. It's kind of hard to keep up in crazy skirmishes like that. I would be concerned with the way that she moves at you. Normally, people are telling you that they have summoners when they just start playing like lunatics, in my experiences. Generally, they're not going to aggress you too heavy unless they know that they just fucked up. And Janna must know that she fucked up because she has exhaust and flash. She must know that she fucked up. But yeah. So now, all you're really looking to do, I would say, you got to be very, very careful here trading poke at all when Blitzcrank is level 1, and also the wave is pushing towards you. So there's really no value in like trading heavy. You can sit back, let the minions kind of thin out on their own, but there's no point. Like Blitzcrank just blew his grab, so there's really no point of stepping in here. You're almost always just going to take too much damage, and it's not going to be worth it. So really note where you're standing. So like here is a little bit healthier to me. If Jinx presses up, he presses up, and then you just step back, try to volley and just give up some farm. But it's just not happening if he doesn't have his grab. You're just not. But and for the record, Blitzcrank is actually a support that a ADC main doesn't want to see. At least in my experiences, a lot of high elo ADCs hate seeing Blitzcrank on their team, and it's for the reason that I'm describing right here. If Jinx and Janna decide to press up on you and Blitzcrank's hooks down, you literally don't get to do anything. You guys just sit under turret and get kind of raped, right? Thankfully, none of these guys are pressing it up on you like they should be with the wave pushing. So you luck out and you're able to just kind of sit back here and farm. But really, once Blitzcrank is level 1 and blows the hook, Janna and Jinx should literally just walk at you. There's absolutely no way that you win. Not with Janna having the summoner still and everything. So you're lucky that they're not poking at you more at this stage. Because that's what I would be doing. I'd be in your butt cheeks. So Blitz is trying to help you out. I kind of like how he's positioning on the minions. Sometimes you whiff the farm. You can also use your W. You can use your W as kind of like a quick auto reset to just throw that out and get the extra damage. Wow, that drunk ass Blitzcrank. You make a decent trade here. Keep it shorter, though. Janna's always going to throw the tornado back at you when she's running away. Remember, whenever you're moving towards Janna, I know I don't like to harp on mechanics too much, but this is a little tip. Whenever you're moving at Janna, expect her to tornado, so just kind of be ready to do a quick sidestep, and then you can sometimes avoid it, which makes you look like a god, by the way. It's a very tough one to dodge, but Just anytime Janna's running from you, she's probably gonna tornado you. So kind of plan that trade out in advance, and it'll be a lot cleaner for you if you can. Sometimes you forget. It's just something to think about. So you guys are chilling. Janna is roaming, so this is good. What he's doing here is correct. I like this a lot. However, you really got to be careful and be sure to let Blitz tank a little bit of damage first. To your knowledge, and this goes back into planning the trades. This is sort of thin, but definitely doable because you know Jinx has nothing and you still have Flash to work with if push comes to shove. So what I would do here is I would let Blitz lead this. I would walk and let Blitz take the majority of the damage. Jinx is going to want to turn on you, and you need to be thinking about that in advance. Once Blitz hits the knockup, then try to poke a little bit, let him auto a little bit, and just sort of bait his health bar. His health bar becomes your health bar. Janna's gone in mid, so this is just a 2v1. It's a matter of how you execute it. That's all that is. So here it goes. Jinx leads with chompers. Blitzcrank misses the pull. Now Jinx is going to turn on you. Like I said, if Blitzcrank is not tanking the damage, if he's not eating it yet, you need to bait that health bar. Now, you don't bait that health bar, and as a result, you have to flash preemptively, and now you're not going to get this kill. Do you see? And I called it before it happened. Alright? So now, you're not going to be able to win this trade because you didn't bait his health bar first, and now the way that it worked out was Jinx went on you, and then got you low to where you can't even get close, and now Blitzcrank is going to get his health bar chunked. So that's why you need to just not get close in the first place, bait Blitz's health bar, and then you back up. And then you engage while he backs up. Okay? And then that way you have a better chance of making this happen. Alright, I hope that makes sense to you. And cool, your mid gets a double out of it, so you luck out. Even though you guys executed that pretty shittily. Shittily, it's a word. Look it up. It's a word in these streets. God, these hooks are just brutal, aren't they? The big thing though that you were looking for on that trade, in that 2v1 is you're basically waiting for Blitz to start tanking some damage. And ideally, he needs to, if he misses the grab, give him a chance to hit the knockup, but like, your position reflects how well he's doing in terms of CCing. Okay. That's my feel. So you take a little while to buy. You had 2 kills and you had 31 farms, so you should be able to afford, if I'm not mistaken, should be able to afford a BF sword. Yes, BF sword. BF sword, please. Wow, you're taking a while to buy. Too long. Too long to buy, my friend. BF sword and probably, yeah, boots and pot, yeah. You need to have that shit ready to go as you're backing though. It's too long. Be quicker on that shit. I should come up with a way to, like, buy faster, to be honest. Normally I just type in I start typing the words in the shop, but that's not really optimal either. But it should not be taking you as long as it just took you. When you're basically, and just remember, anytime you go to the shop, it's a race. It's the only way to describe it. It's a race. It's like a speed run. As soon as you show up in base, you're like, bam! I got my goodies. I went to Walmart, and then you come back into lane. Okay, but if you want to just visit Walmart, you don't want to become the people of Walmart. All right, you just want to visit. You just want to stop in, buy some a tube of Pringles, and get the fuck out. Okay, you don't want to hang out there. That's how, if you hang out at Walmart, you become one of the people with the ass cracks hanging out in the fucking produce department. You don't want to do that. That's bad form. So, you got vision down in river. You got a BF sword now. This is an interesting trade. Blitzcrank has forced you into an engage, sort of. Oh god, don't do that. Okay, that's on you. Very important in any 2v2, you avoid CC like the fucking plague. When you're ADCing, okay? Avoid CC like the plague. It's just not ever good. It's always gonna set you up for a mountain of damage. Thankfully, that's the only amount of damage that you took. But yes, that's on you. Try very hard. I know mechanics shit happens. It's okay. But try very, very hard in 2v2. Always think about avoiding the CC. Avoiding the CC and being a little sloppy to deal damage is better than just tanking the CC and trying to be super efficient with damage. Trust me on this one. It comes from many, many 2v2s when I play shit like Draven and just immediately tanked a fucking Leona grab. So here, this is great. Ooh, you led kind of bad there, though. There's no rush. You're rushing. He's gonna have his knock-up coming. Or for all intents and purposes, he should. There it is. You rushed that way too fast, dude. Give that a second. This is, fundamentally, you're chaining CC. You're not blowing CC on the guy, okay? It looks better. It looks okay. Because you ult, and trust me, I would much rather you just ult than fucking hold the shit. But here, he's so obviously going to get knocked up first. So walk into position, auto. Give him a chance to flash or something. Because he's fucked right now. Okay? And then when he flashes, he can only really go to here. So then you should be able to set it up so that once you've stepped forward, slowed him, got him to flash, follow up with the ult, the whole time you're walking forward and fucking him up, you might be able to get the kill. But the way that you chain is kind of sloppy, and he might be able to get out with Janna helping him. But your damage, you know, you're autoing well here. Yeah. I would have liked it a lot better if you didn't just stack the CC on top of each other and you chained the CC. Yeah, you guys get fucked here. Okay, so that's an example of you kind of like rushed into that fight. You were like, oh, I gotta kill him, but he hooked you up. Like, he hooked you up with the grab, the knockup's coming, and you did step on the, you stepped on the chompers again. So, like I said, mechanical shit happens, and, you know, I don't want to just hindsight hear you and be like, obviously you should change the CC, but there's one very, very important thing about Janna, is that unless you play the fight very clean, Janna's job is super fucking easy, especially with the Blitzcrank support. The only way that you're going to make that shit work is by properly chaining it and stacking it. If you're unsure that you're gonna make the kill happen, then just kind of poke with volley, hit a couple, you know, put your Q on, hit a couple autos, and then step back. Or you need to chain the CC very smoothly. Grab comes, you know the knockup's coming. This is me. This is me knocking up. That's what this is. Now, you know the knockup's coming, and then you know that most likely after the knockup comes, dude's gonna take, like, he's gonna have to flash. He's gonna be scared. He's gonna wonder where your ult is coming. But the way that the positioning works itself out, and the fact that Janna's mana pool is pretty low, Jace is gonna be backing down. Most likely, if you hold the ult there, you play this, you want to use this space. This is all space. You're not here fighting. You're here fighting. This immobile ADC. No gap close or anything. So take your time on it. Chain it nice and purdy like. Is your farm okay? No, it's not really. You'll get better at that. And the only the way to check to see if your farm's okay is just look at your lane opponent. Is your lane opponent beating you? Hey, your farm's not okay. I mean, you would have an excuse. You would have an excuse if, I don't know, you were getting, like, ganked a fuckload or something, but you're really not. And at one point, remember, the guy 2v1'd you. But I will grant you that Jinx has an easier time farming than Ashe does, for all intents and purposes. It's a lot easier for her to farm. Especially when she gets rolling. She's got a couple kills. So, she's not going to have a hard time beating you in farm. Alright. This is good. So Wukong's coming in, but he doesn't have his ult, so I hate this fight, and you should hate this fight. At the very least, you should space upwards a bit and just let, again, ADC, bait your team, dude. Bait your fucking team and let them do the dumb shit. Wukong shouldn't be ganking pre-6. It's ugly as fuck. I think you guys can kill Jinx here because Janna just ults, and she basically... She ults in such a way to where you can all three turn on the Jinx and she's gone. She's gone. But I'm just looking at this in terms of whenever I see my jungler ganking and he's like a level 6 jungler ganking pre-6, I always kind of cringe. But this isn't that bad. Okay? This isn't horrible. You can make this work. And it's good. You guys are spacing properly. And Jinx didn't really want to auto anyone, so that's great. She could have autoed you and threatened you a little bit, but she didn't. She chose not to. So you get the free shutdown. And the other thing about those types of situations is they obviously overstay, so it's free low. But let's just say that the enemy team's jungler is there too. You guys are fucking dead again. Like just say that Lee Sin's like sitting in the brush or something. You guys are dead again. They overstayed a bit after getting the turret. They needed to get the turret and piece the fuck out. And they farmed one more wave, and that's what got them killed. So don't do that shit, guys. So now you're pushing. Huh. You get some vision out there. I would be... Now, obviously we know, because we're watching the replay, we know that Janna's sitting in the base for some reason. I don't know what the fuck. She's at Walmart, dude. She's shopping. There's people at Walmart. And when I see Jinx show up, if I didn't have this information, or sorry, if I didn't have this information, I would be questioning being here right now because you're behind. You don't have a turret to fall back to. So I would say put a couple hits on this turret and maybe back up and try to find a spot where you can engage with your ult or something. Because standing here is just asking for trouble. You've got no vision of Lee. You've got no vision of their mid. And you are coming off of Jinx and Janna with a turret and a lead backing, coming with items. Alright? So, it's sort of sketchy to be here, in my opinion. So you start to back up. Good. I'm okay with this. You guys back straight up. That's good. This lane, it's not very safe. Okay? So you guys back. It looks like you're rushing. It looks like you're building standard. It looks like what? IE shit. IE and what is it? Fucking. Oh, it's Runons. Yeah, it's Runons. Okay. I wasn't watching this. I need to watch it again before we analyze here. Okay. Talia's trying to get shit done. Very unlucky. Can't be too mad about her trying to trade there. You try to arrow deep. Nice. Good arrow. And you pick up the kill. Now, we're looking at this. This is a 2v3. Blitzcrank is setting you up for ugly. So you're dancing, you're hesitating. Remember, minions pushing, you get here. Don't hesitate, don't dance, just get here and wave clear and protect your turret. That's all you need to do. I don't know what Blitzcrank is doing. Let him do his thing and just, like I said, bait his health bar. That's all you're doing. You can stand wherever he is. Watch how he moves in. Once the minions thin out a bit, right here, the minions have thinned. You can position here, right on his ass, basically. Nothing's gonna happen to you. They're scared of you. No, you're fine. Thankfully, he's not very excited about hooking anybody. Thankfully for them, because he has his hook. Very strange. Blitz is kind of baiting you. You don't get baited into that. You just saw 3 mid. I'd be careful pushing up without my ult. You do have summoners and everything. That's great. And now I would start collecting bot farm. You do a good job of that. No problems here. Let's skip ahead. Blitzcrank, you can ping him away if you want. You can say, fuck off, dude. I wouldn't say fuck off, but you can ping him away and say, go roam, dude. Because Janna's mid, right? So, you know, you're fine. You got your ult, you got your heal. You might even be able to, if you're lucky, Lee Sin is 5'4". You might actually be able to kill Lee Sin 1v1. That'd be the only person I'm really concerned about. No one's going to be killing me if I'm Ashe in the spot. I feel like no one's really going to be beating me very often. Lee Sin could kill me if he ults and Qs me just right and has and plays it right. So just shove that in before you rotate. Might as well shove that in so that Jinx has a tough decision to make. Because right now you're just giving her a pretty easy decision. She has a big window of time to float around here. I would have liked that a lot better than rotating up river at that spot. Nice try on the ult. I can nitpick your mechanics. It's whatever. There's nothing wrong with that attempt. Sometimes, the only thing I can say about it is sometimes you want to lead a little behind because if they see it coming, they're liable to step back into a shitty position too. So they either get hit or get pushed into a shitty spot. Now this is what I don't. This does shit I don't like. I don't like that we didn't push this in first, because now I just think we're missing value there. That's all. I think it would have been better because there was no threat. You saw most of the guys mid, and you could have got that wave in before rotating. No rush, dude. Don't feel like you have. Don't feel like. I know you can bitch at your ADC for not grouping, but like. It's your team's responsibility to not just like force a retarded fight too. If you're not there, you're not there. It's more optimal to push that lane in, pressure their bot lane so that when you do show up to fight, at the very least, if it doesn't go your way, you're punishing some farm, some XP. So here, you step a little too close, but thankfully nothing happens. You got no ult to work off of. You're playing very... No need to take in all that damage. It's just not necessary. That's damage you're gonna need if someone hits a hook or shit gets real. Let your team tank that shit. So it looks like your arrow's gonna be back up. Why did you hold it so long? This was on you. Your arrow should have went right here. So your arrow's off cooldown. You need to be watching it. Blitz jumps in. You slow him. You know he's there. Throw the arrow. Just fucking shoot the arrow. Get it? Keep this shit short, dude. When you have champs that are mobile, keep it short. Keep it simple, keep it short, keep it clean. When you're facing mobility champs, the longer they get to ring you around the rosy, the more they're going to get, the more value they're going to get out of it. Okay? Keep that fight as short as possible. Because once he gets cooldowns back up, this is where you get punked. So because you hold that ult for so long, you get punked. It's mobility champs like 101, dude. And then you get dumpstered. Would have been so much cleaner. Would have been so much cleaner if you just ulted right away. Wow. No way. I was like, what the fuck? Mental note about items. A lot of pros will generally try to finish rune-ons before they finish the damage items. I know that Chad has talked about that a little bit, and that is true. I played against a lot of guys recently. I know, for example, I know that Cutie Pie builds that way too. Because I played against him the other day. And he built that way. So he normally will build... They'll build a damage item. And then they'll try to finish Runons first, normally. Slows are a bitch, so... Dive! Dive, Kane! Get him! Just kidding. Just kidding. That was a joke. Oh my god. So, I would consider taking that bot farm over mid farm. There's a bigger wave. Try to always come up with ways to get more farm. Try to control the farm department. It's like a mini game. You're always fighting your teammates for farm. Try to get that shit. You could definitely take raptors there. Fight breaks out. You ult Janna, which is great. That is some ugly ass flash going down. Your flash was a little late if you were gonna go for that kill. Or no, that wasn't even your flash. I don't know whose flash that was. Okay. Yeah, you played it okay. I don't see any issue with that. You know, you threw your ult down. Ashe is a very one-dimensional ADC. Like, you fucking walk up, you ult somebody, you deal your damage. All I'm really concerned about in this replay is whether or not you're trying to find good ults. And so far, with the exception of holding the ult here, you've been relatively stable outside of the lane issues that we talked about. Good little juke, charm. That shows that you were aware that it was probably coming. I like that. I don't know if I'd back there. You have plenty of health and plenty of mana to work with. You need to clear the wave. Bait blitzes health bar. He's not getting anything done quite yet. Okay, you guys just got shit on. That... I can't even really be too mad at you there, dog. You guys got fucking punked. That's all there is to that. I actually can't believe... You might have canceled an auto or something in there. I gotta see this in slow motion. That's fucking sick. You guys got... I thought that was looking pretty clean for you in terms of like you were gonna get the lease in and get out. That was ridiculous. Okay, let me look at this again because I'm like, how did that not go your way? Okay. I thought for sure that was fine. I thought him jumping in there was just retarded. So something must have happened. Okay, so he jumps in. You auto. Shield comes out. You cancel an auto. Oh my god, and then you kind of walk into the ball. And then the Janna heal. I mean, you know, dude, this kid is fucking going in on you. That's you know, you can't be too mad about that. No, Sean Simpson, thank you for subbing, man. I mean, shit happens, dude. You guys just got punked really fucking hard there. That was rough. That was a close spot. That's all I can really say. You cancel some auto attacks, you'll get better at that shit. But overall, like, you know, you know how to fix that. Just don't fuck up. Korean advice. Korean advice. Don't fuck it up, dog. You'll be fine. Lee Sin gets caught. He should have got caught in that last fight. He got really fucking lucky there, actually, in my opinion. Really bad fight for him, but it works out. Looks like they're overstaying. You're getting kills. Now you're back in the game. Isn't that like a fucking silver game? Silver, gold, whatever the fuck this is.
Slain the dragon.
So you're back, you got Runons. It's a pretty big power spike for you. Probably should have finished it first. I don't play a lot of Ashe, but I would imagine that having that AoE slow is really, really nice in team fights. When these team fights break out, you're going to be looking to be baiting your team. Bait your team. Immobile ADCs, bait your team. Blitz, again, grouping with you. I would tell him again to get away. I would say, go ahead and roam, dude. I got this, because you want the solo XP. You want the solo XP, and you want him helping hit some CC. This is actually kind of on him, because I hate that he's with you. All you can do is ping him a couple times. You don't want to tilt him. But, like, you really don't want him there. Because he's just, you know, you're going to get that tower down. Your team was fighting people in the jungle. Like, it's just dumb for him to be there. Now you're walking all the way up to Nasus. That's kind of unlucky. You kited kind of sloppy there. When he pulls the Nasus to you, you still want to kite. Obviously, he withers you there. You still want to kite. You kind of moved forward for some reason instead of backwards. So he pulls him in, and you run forwards instead of away when you still had your arrow to work with. You had time. But yeah, the ult comes out and kind of screws you. And yeah, the blitz crank fucking you there with the pull really sucks. But I think you should have tried to run up. Once the Wither comes out, though, I can kind of agree with you standing there, because it's like, what the fuck are you really gonna do versus Wither? It's very, very tough. It's very tough when your attack speed is so gimped. And then obviously the Jinx ult from there is just, it happens. Yeah, they are whooping that ass. Good dodge. Your ult's about up. I would be looking for an ult soon. Walk forward. You got ult. You have momentum. Good. Nice. Now shove mid. Shove mid and look for an ult right away. If Jinx shows, you should be ulting her right now. You should be ulting her and spam pinging the fuck out of her here. I don't know why you're waiting. Just fucking ult and fight. That's Jinx. Ping it, go in, challenge, take a risk, because if you don't, you might not find a better window, because all their team is dead. Their big threats are dead. Their Lee Sin who's swagging on you, their Ahri who's swagging on your mid. Just fucking go for this. You need to go for this here. You're hesitating already. I don't like that. Just fucking fire it. You waited, and as a result, Nasus gets into position, you get shut down. That's why I was saying, ping the fuck out of it, ult over, and just get the fight started right away, and just ping it like a maniac as you're walking at it. Because you're only gonna have that little fractional window where you can where you have a weighted fight. And as Ashe, you kind of need to be decisive in that spot, as opposed to just blind, instead of blind waiting to see what happens, take initiative on the fight, because that's a fight that you want. And I would much rather you die by trying to ult into that, hit it, and then fight when you have a ranged stun, than walk into the shroud and get an assist. Yeah. Because you had 3 down, you looked aware, when you were fighting, you looked aware, you knew that the fight was in your favor, you were positioning aggressively, but you kind of held on for the ult for too long, just fucking fling it. Okay, so Blitzcrank's sucking. You got a shitty support, I'll give you that this game. Hasn't really done much this game. Janna's gonna out-support him 9 times out of 10. I would also really be considering QSS this game over more damage right away. I would have considered QSS because you have no peel on your team whatsoever. Your entire team's pretty much just giving you the finger, and it's going to show right here. QSS would be a nice item. Remember also in that fight, hopefully it, yes, thank God. I thought it was going to crash. The dragon, when the dragon makes the, or when the dragon's taken, you know that they're coming most of the time. So here, Ari goes for this. You're chilling, you're chilling, you're chilling. I like your positioning. Right here is when you were fucked, I think. Remember, you gotta bait your team. Ashe is just so immobile that you're positioning towards them, you need to be positioning back more. Because as soon as they get this kill, they're going straight for you in a straight line. There's gonna be nothing you can do about it, and that's exactly what they do. And they're always gonna go right on top of you. So, I know that the game looks dire already, but there's really no point in standing there. You might as well just play back. And just poke, watch your team die. Try to get them to group, try to stay alive so that the time that you do have your arrow up and they're doing some shit like this, you might be able to clean it. Oh, that ult is such a waste. I'm tilted. I'm really tilted. I'm sad. Hey, some donation, man. Money, drug money, bail money. Heard they got life for me. QSS would really be nice here. Would have really made that. It was scary because you didn't have it. You do have a lot of damage though, which is nice if you can get a fight where you don't get blown up. Your team's kind of dying. It happens. Whatever. You don't have any ult. And I think you guys are about to just get pumped. You're waiting for Wukong to get up. Well, ideally, you're just going to give the inhale, then wait for your team to get up. Unlucky. I would wait. I would wait now since Talia got shut down. I would wait for these guys to come up and then ult. Alright. So, this game, you could definitely clean up. You could definitely clean up your auto attacks in terms of like mechanics. But like, your mechanics aren't that bad. Your laning... your laning needs a little bit of work, and we covered that earlier in the replay. Itemization, obviously, like, trying to get to Runeance first might be a little bit better. You didn't really build any, like, QSS or anything like that, so you kind of got blown up in terms of, like, CC. If, like, Nasus withered you, it got a little difficult for you. But I will grant you this. Your team really sucked in comparison to their team, and by the time the late game kicked in, you didn't really have much going for you. God damn it, Jenna. Shut up. Jesus Christ. Get that out of here. I would say this is kind of an example of how immobile ADCs function in terms of what they can bring to the table with shitty teams and shitty comps. Obviously, if you got fed on a champion like, we'll just say, if you got fed on a champion like Vayne or Lucian or even Jhin, like, all those champions would do, or Twitch or something like that, like all those champions would do better carrying a game than Ashe would, but Ashe is also arguably more reliable for team compositions in general. In this game, I'm not going to be like, oh, it was your team and that's why you lost, but you could have played this better and still lost looking at what I'm seeing in this game. Just by nature of how the game played out, and that's kind of due to your pick too. But don't think that I'm sitting here being like, oh yeah, you you know, you're so good that, you know, it's your team. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that in general, there's things that you could have fixed, could have gone either way from what I'm seeing, and it's just the nature of picks like Ashe, like Jinx, where like if you get a Blitzcrank who sucks, you know, if you get a comp that's losing and your support sucks, like it's just not going to pan out sometimes. That's why I was recommending some of those other picks too. And Vayne, even though I hate Vayne, Vayne is kind of strong with the buff right now. And that's just an example of like how mobility can carry a situation like this, because then you could just mindlessly split push, right? And then keep a game afloat. Can't really do that with Ashe. All right, my dude. I hope this helps you, man. Thanks for submitting your replay. This will be on YouTube. I love all you guys. Thanks for watching. FF at $20 replay reviews. All right, I'm out. Peace. Cracks. Oh, that slide. That slide is still fucking awesome. It's still awesome.